everybody. Today we're going to be breaking down my track New Minimal that has just released. It's my newest one out. If you have not heard it, please do. You'll find it in my channel. Today, let's break it down. Start to finish, I'll show you how I made this track and how minimal I made it. As we see here, we have the piano that starts off soft. So I still have the pattern for this, which is actually the original sounding way, or the original melody. So what I did was consolidate that clip, took it in here, reversed it, probably did it within Edison, as you can see. This isn't enabled. Normalized it, and then pitched it down about 300 cents. Let me get this. Then after that, I just did a little bit of compression and then added this EQ. It takes out a bit of the lows because it's pretty bassy, and that comes in later in the song. So as you can see, it's, and then over here, more bass. Let's go ahead and start with the vocals.
Growing up felt like a rush. Really gets tough. This life really gets tough. Seems like enough.
Now you're probably wondering, like, how are you getting so much volume out of something that's so quiet? As you can see,
Growing up felt like a rush.
Not really getting anywhere. It's at -22. It's because of the master. I'm just gonna get this over real quick. There's only 2 plugins on the master, so that's very rare as of how I do my workflow. I just wanted more high end, as you can see, a lot more high end, and then I wanted to bring up a lot more volume. Didn't want to clip it, didn't want to distort it, and it was kind of hard getting it loud enough to where it didn't distort, but I managed to kind of get close. It's still quiet though compared to my other songs. I actually woke up and heard the melody in my head. I heard a reverse kind of piano melody, so I pretty much nailed it almost. And then I had to start writing lyrics, and I wanted to kind of relate in a way that's like New Minimal, but not exactly like New Minimal. Not New Minimal. New Height. That song. If you haven't heard that one, you can check it on my SoundCloud or somewhere on my YouTube. I wanted them to kind of have the same cadence almost, except for this one is a bit more emotional and a bit more relatable, I'd say. So here's how I process the vocals.
Growing up felt like a rush. Really gets tough. This life really gets tough. Seems like enough. Sometimes I overthink. Feels like growing up felt like a rush. Really gets tough. This
I did have a multiply here, but I managed to just take it out. I like the way it sounds dry, bare minimum, and just a little bit of EQ for touch. Then our little harmonies over here, or should I say doubles.
sometimes I overthink. Feels like I'm sinking. Sometimes I overthink shit. Feels like I'm sinking. This life really. Sometimes I overthink. Feels like I'm sinking.
So these are almost all about the same. And I did have an extra chain here where I could just record right into it and then apply to a channel in case I didn't want to take up the CPU, because obviously not a lot is happening in this song. Further down the song, we have more harmonies. And obviously, like I said, the bass comes in with that piano, so it gives more character to the sound.
This life really gets rude. Misconstrued. Are we all in the same boat?
And then over here, we have 2 additional harmonies that I sang.
Sometimes we overthink. Feels like we're sinking. Sometimes we overthink shit. Feels like we're sinking.
So I did this in a way where, as far as the lyrics go, it was about me, and then, wait a minute, I have to think of the bigger picture. Sometimes we. So I had to switch up the lines there. But I did like the way the harmonies sound really pretty with each other.
Feels like we're sinking. Sometimes we overthink shit. Feels like we're sinking. Sometimes we overthink shit.
Now let's go ahead and get into the drop. Not really the drop, it's just a chorus, but a very powerful but minimal chorus. So
like we're thinking.
Just wanna think minimal. Whoa, I just wanna think minimal.
So let's break down what I did here. So over here we have our piano warm, and pretty much took it an octave higher, threw it in another channel, and I have it being automating. I have reverb automating actually. Just to give more character to that part of the song. And then over here we have our sub bass with some serum in it. Oh yeah, that sound actually, it's pretty much automating the level at a very fast rate. And then I'm going down with it like a pitch or like a legato fall. And then we have this weird sound. It's actually a bass sound, like a dubstep bass sound, but I low pass the crap out of it. So a lot of sub bass, just moving the track like that. Simple kick, as you can see, and a bit of sidechain to let the kick come through. And the sidechain is kind of cool because it kind of dips the sound in cool ways. This is the snare I used. It's actually a resampled snare. It was I can't remember what the original snare was. I think it was this one. Yeah, I pretty much took it into Waves sound shifter and then pitched it up, and it kind of gave a cool sound to it. It didn't sound exactly the same each time it hit. So what I did was took the best sounding one I liked, and then I pretty much swapped it in for that snappy sound to it. Then my little area over here, I just want to think minimal.
I just wanna think minimal. I just wanna think minimal.
So just a little bit more processing to it. Auto tune going into our LA2A over here, and then a gate just to give out background noise, and then a doubler to kind of widen out the effect so it's not kind of fitting in like the other rest of the vocals.
Whoa, I just wanna think minimal.
Then a different area. So I think this one came before this one just because I changed things around. So this was the original recording, and then I added this one as extra. Let's go ahead and go into verse 2.
Sometimes I just need space. Find a blank place.
So this part is actually kind of cool. So the lyrics are really telling the rest of this part, and I wanted the production to follow that. So sometimes I just need space. A reverb just kicks straight in, as in resembling space.
I just need space. Find a blank place.
And as I say blank place, the reverb cuts out. Nothing's here. And then all we have is nothing except for the bass.
But sometimes in this blank space, my mind wants to race, my mind wants to race. Just
And then right when I say mine wants to race, a bunch of harmonies come in as if there's too much going on. Now my mind wants to race. So I did a really good job of executing what was going on in that tiny section of the verse, but it makes sense right there. And then the rest, it's almost like if I'm talking to myself.
race, just for no words to say. I don't want to, then why don't you pray? Are you sure? Do you care? Of course I do. I try to navigate life.
So over here we have a cello, or actually, can't remember. It's a native instrument, symphonic strings. Basically the same thing as the piano, the process. And then I pitched it down a whole octave.
With a bird's eye view, then God said I stay way ahead of you. That way I'll take all the pain from you. Two-faced fake friends, stay away from you. Just watch your back.
So I did something cool there. It wasn't really anything to make it sound special as far as the lyrics, but yeah, I wanted to add some harmonies to kind of just give more depth to the vocals instead of just being me.
Fake friends stay away from you. Just watch your back. Sometimes we overthink shit. Feels like we're sinking. Sometimes we overthink shit. Feels like we're.
So as you can see, the string sounds is actually just slowly filtering in, and then it goes right back into the chorus again, but this time it's a bit more different.
Sinking.
Just wanna think minimal.
So right there is kind of cool. The reverb is real short. It's almost as if silence is your best friend, I guess. I don't know what it is. I like doing silent stuff in songs like this, or especially with the song New Height, just a lot of silence, but it's like, whoa, silence, sound. They really play off each other.
Just wanna think minimal.
So let's go ahead and go to the last section of the song, which is kind of a cool effect. I'll show you exactly how he did it, but this is what it sounds like.
Think with the four arms down to get things like feel. Think with the four arms down to get things like feel.
So what I did was I went to this part of the song.
Sometimes I overthink. Feels like I'm sinking.
Messing around with, random plugins, and I came across Grossbeat, sorry. Just because Grossbeat has cool ways to change the way that the song goes. And one of my favorite presets, but not really my favorite, is this 1/4 jumps. I'll try to explain to you what this does, or what I think it does. So let's say your song is in reverse. But instead of making it sound reverse, make it sound like it's still playing, like normally, but reversed. Normally, but reversed. Think about that. It's a little bit, it's overthinking, but you get this effect. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I don't even know who designed this preset, but I think it's pretty genius, actually. It's really cool. And I never tried using it in my songs just because I didn't know how would that work or how would that sound. And I feel like it would work in this song, because even if I still have the mindset of thinking minimal and not overthinking everything in my life, sometimes I might start to overthink again, and something like this. And now nothing makes sense anymore. So yeah, I wonder what would happen if I enabled that over top of that same exact preset. Let's see what happens.
Like I'm sinking.
Whoa.
Sometimes I overthink shit. Feels like I'm sinking. Sometimes I overthink. Feels like we're sinking. Sometimes we overthink.
That's really cool. I never tried that before, so there's something new I learned today. But yeah, that's just a cool effect I thought would work. And at the end, it just reverbs out, kind of like, too much thinking, and then it just goes blank. So there we have it. The entire song, start to finish, New Minimal. It is out, all stores. Go find it where you need to find it. I'll update you guys with other music stuff. Need for Madness. The songs are coming soon. I do have one I did start. It was the 11 or 12. It's in the works, so it'll be out soon. Don't worry. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video.